Education is a necessary foundation for public action against bad things. With a field that has such license as psychiatry, there has to be a counterweight, educating the public that psychiatry really isn't a science. It is a subjective method of assessment, and one psychiatrist's judgment will disagree with another psychiatrist's judgment, which will disagree with another psychiatrist's judgment, because there's so much subjectivity. And what we have with the psychiatric community is so much of a false paradigm. When you think about the power that these people have who are in this industry, psychiatry, when it's mixed with law, when you have the social services people working with them, or when you have a judge listening to them intently in a courtroom, it is truly terrifying because they have the power without the ordinary course of due process. They can determine whether that person remains free or is institutionalized. They can determine whether that person must be forcibly given drugs against their will. Of being able to decide whether your child is normal or abnormal, whether your child must be given Ritalin, must be given Paxil or Abilify or any number of drugs, or even whether your child would have to have ECT, electroconvulsive therapy. This huge power, because of the enormous subjectivity present, is an enormous threat to individual liberty, but it would go without opposition were it not for CCHR. Because, look, there's no economic interest in arguing the position CCHR is arguing. It's the public interest. It's an interest in protecting individuals against abuse. There's no money in that. All the money's on the other side, in making the drugs and coming up with the diagnoses and having opportunities to see people and charge them, and, you know, while you kill them, you charge them money. But exposing all of that racket, that's critical. Nobody does that but CCHR. I mean, if you're a psychiatrist and there's CCHR, but you have to look behind your shoulder because CCHR is digging up the history, is evaluating all the information, and is exposing it. There has to be someone out there who is a very powerful, dedicated, constant advocate of the rights of the victims. There's hope only because of actions like this. So CCHR is indispensable. Without CCHR, it is clearly a one-way street. We know where that goes. With CCHR and doggedly pursuing this, constantly pursuing this movement to find the truth, expose the truth, and insist upon government hearing the message and ultimately acting in response to the truth. As long as there is a free country and free debate, you can have truth functioning to eliminate falsehood, to vanquish it. Just because the challenge is great doesn't mean the effort ought not be applied. It must be applied more forcefully, more directly, more consistently. What CCHR has proven is that with limited resources, yet passion, and a commitment to take the course of going into court, of going before Congress, of calling to task psychiatrists, the APA, that something can be done. It's not just standing for these principles, but it's fighting tenaciously for them. And that's the role that CCHR has made for itself, to be champions of liberty and fight for our freedoms.